Millions across the Carolinas waking up to winter storm warnings right now. We're talking about the potential for the highest snowfall totals in a decade, a full decade. Some communities could see a foot of snow by Sunday morning. Blizzard conditions likely along the coast. Thundersnow possible. Is your city in the bullseye? In the next 60 seconds, I'm revealing exactly which cities face the most extreme conditions and when this hits your doorstep. But first, drop your location in the comments right now. I need to know where you're watching from because tomorrow's update will have personalized forecasts based on where you are. I'm going through every single comment tonight to see where folks are tracking this from. The more specific you are with your location, the better I can tailor tomorrow's breakdown for your area. Here's your reward for staying with me. Charlotte, you're looking at snow starting tonight with potential for 6 to 12 inches by Saturday evening. Raleigh, the models show you in a convergence zone with 8 to 14 inches possible. Columbia, South Carolina, heavy banding overnight could dump 4 to 10 inches on you. Asheville and the Western Mountains, you're getting hit early with 6 to 10 inches likely. Outer Banks, blizzard conditions Saturday with winds gusting to 60 miles per hour and 6 to 12 inches of snow. Greenville, South Carolina, the frontal boundary sets up right over you with 8 to 15 inches possible. Florence, North Carolina, you could wake up Sunday to a foot of snow on the ground. But here's what nobody is talking about. This isn't just about the snow totals. It's about the banding. This storm spans from northeastern Georgia all the way to Cape Cod. We're talking about winter storm warnings covering the entire state of North Carolina. Read that again. The entire state, plus most of eastern Tennessee, northeastern Georgia, and nearly all of South Carolina, except the southern coast near Hilton Head. Millions of people under winter storm warnings right now. The National Weather Service went all in on this one. I'll be shocked if we don't see blizzard warning upgrades for the Outer Banks within the next 24 hours. We might even see winter storm watches pop up for Cape Cod before this is done. The atmospheric setup is finally coming together. That polar vortex lobe we've been tracking all week is diving south right on schedule. Northern stream energy is going to scoop up Gulf and Atlantic moisture and fire off a coastal low. Everything I've been talking about for days is happening exactly as forecast. The upper-level dynamics are textbook. We've got divergence aloft. We've got that cutoff low. The tilt is perfect. This is a meteorologist's dream setup for a major winter storm. But here's what makes this different. We're not dealing with a clean, widespread snowfall map. This is going to be messy. This is going to be like summer thunderstorms, but with snow. What I mean by that is banding. Intense banding that will create massive differences in totals over very short distances. You could drive one town over and find a foot of snow while your town got 4 inches. That's the nature of this beast. Let me explain the science, because this is fascinating. We're now close enough to start looking at mesoscale features. Mesoscale meaning much smaller scale than those big continental patterns. I took an entire college class just on mesoscale meteorology, and it's complicated but critical for understanding what's about to happen. We're looking at warm air advection at 850 millibars. That's roughly a mile above the surface. Now don't panic when I say warm air. This isn't a warm nose that'll change snow to rain. It's going to be plenty cold for all snow. But here's what happens. When you get warm air in the lower atmosphere, not at the surface, but up there a bit, that air expands. Warm air naturally expands compared to cold air. When the atmosphere expands in that layer, it lowers the pressure. Think about it. Same number of molecules, but more space means lower density means lower pressure. Lower pressure creates rising motion. Strong rising motion. That rising motion creates intense snowfall rates. We're talking about multiple inches per hour under these bands. If you get parked under one of these heavy bands for 2 or 3 hours, you'll pick up half a foot of snow just like that. That's why I'm confident somebody in the Carolinas sees a foot of snow from this. The question is, where does the band set up? The high-resolution models are starting to give us clues. The RGM model shows this frontal boundary forming from upstate South Carolina through Charlotte and back toward Fayetteville. Then it cranks up late Saturday morning and wraps around into eastern North Carolina. You can see the banding signature on the model. Bright orange colors showing that warm air advection. Wherever that sets up, we're watching for thundersnow. We're watching for snowfall rates of 2 to 4 inches per hour. But here's the problem. The NAM model puts that band in a different spot. The NAM has it more over the PD region. Florence up through Fayetteville into Raleigh, then really cranking along the coastline Saturday afternoon. This would create intense snowfall rates along the coast if the NAM is right. Thundersnow very possible in that scenario. So we've got this dilemma. The feature is going to happen. We're getting a heavy snow band, but exactly where is still uncertain. A lot of models like the region from Columbia to southeast Charlotte up through the Triad. That area shows up on multiple model runs for this banding feature. Absolutely something to watch closely. Now let me walk you through the timing city by city because this is what you really need to know. For folks in eastern Tennessee and southwestern Virginia, snow breaks out this afternoon. We're there. We've made it to game day. The Tri-Cities area, you're first. Relatively light to moderate snow developing through southeastern Kentucky, southwestern Virginia, eastern Tennessee. By late tonight around midnight, that snow band shifts south into western North Carolina and the Knoxville area. Chattanooga could see some flakes. The North Georgia mountains getting in on the action. This is when that heavy band tries to set up. The area from Columbia up through Florence, Fayetteville, Monroe, Wadesboro, Anson County, the Triad, maybe even Raleigh. That whole region stretching to Lumberton. I would not be surprised if you go to sleep tonight at 8 or 9 o'clock with not much happening and wake up to a couple inches already on the ground. That band is going to crank overnight. By early Saturday morning, you've got bright blue returns on radar. That's the signal for very heavy snow. Potential for thundersnow to wake you up. Who knows? Would not shock me. Charlotte, if snow doesn't start overnight, it starts Saturday morning at the latest. By 7 a.m. Saturday, the entire upstate of South Carolina is blanketed with falling snow. North Georgia getting hit. Atlanta sees snow from this. Athens, Gainesville, Toccoa, the southwestern mountains of North Carolina, Cherokee, Brevard, Lake Toxaway, Hendersonville, Asheville, Maggie Valley, all seeing snow for sure. By Saturday afternoon, we are rocking and rolling. Heavy to at least moderate snow through much of the Carolinas. Parts of Georgia, including Augusta and Atlanta, under snow. Stretching into Virginia, Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads, Norfolk. You start with snow Saturday. You're on the edge. Richmond and Williamsburg. You're on the northern fringe. You'll see flakes. How much sticks is a close call. Could be nothing north of you to a couple inches south of you. Saturday afternoon, the coastal low really cranks. This is when things get interesting. Notice the dry slots trying to work in. This is the challenge with this forecast. It's all about the banding, pockets of extremely heavy snow. Other areas getting less. You might drive to the next town and wonder what happened because they got a foot and you got half that. This is the nature of banded snowfall. Go easy on your local meteorologist. I'm not saying that to find an escape route. I'm saying it because this is like predicting summer thunderstorms but with snow totals instead of rain. By Saturday evening, the coastal low is fully cranked. Blizzard conditions underway in the Outer Banks. Snow tapering in western areas, but you've had 24 hours of it by then, so you're not doing bad. Thundersnow possible in the Outer Banks. Winds cranking from Norfolk south to Jacksonville and Wilmington. Myrtle Beach could see heavy snow. I fully expect blizzard warnings for the Outer Banks. Snow wrapping around into Charleston and points north. Sunday morning, this pulls north. By Sunday afternoon, we start clearing out through the Carolinas. But brutal, cold, and dangerous wind chills settle in behind it. Now, for my friends in the Northeast, don't worry. Plenty of winter storms coming that I'll break down for your region. We've had many already this winter. But this one is going to be a bit of a dud outside of probably Cape Cod and maybe down East Maine. You might see some flurries reach southern Delaware and the Jersey Shore, but nothing significant. However, winds will be whipping. It's a full moon, high tide, strong onshore flow. This will impact coastal communities with flooding and beach erosion even without the snow. Blizzard conditions really saved for Cape Cod and Nantucket. Even for you, it has trended down over the past couple days as the storm tracked further offshore. Give credit where it's due. The GFS probably got this one right. It was always further offshore compared to the European, and that's where model consensus is trending. So we'll give it the stamp of approval. Good job, GFS. Not looking overly exciting for most of the Northeast. Some snow into Cape Cod and down East Maine, but it has trended away. I expected some Northwest adjustments. Never happened. That's part of forecasting. Sometimes it goes the way you expect, other times not. Timing for Cape Cod is Sunday afternoon. Winds whipping. Snow not as heavy as it once looked, but enough to accumulate a couple inches for some. Let me talk snowfall totals because this is where it gets wild. Two big takeaways here. One, somebody is going to get crushed. Somebody gets a lot of snow. For Carolina and Southeast standards, that means 8 to 12 inches. Two, other folks are going to get robbed at the expense of those who get crushed. That's just how this one plays out. Makes it very tough to pinpoint exact locations. The European model crushes Western Carolina, half a foot into Greenville, Spartanburg, down to Laurens and Columbia. Also crushes Greenville, North Carolina, up to New Bern and Rocky Mount. Lesser totals in Raleigh down to Fayetteville. Not much for Myrtle Beach. But the NAM model does the exact opposite. It crushes areas out east along I-95. Shows 2 feet of snow, which is a bit ridiculous. A foot to foot and a half would be the ceiling even in the best case scenario, but it robs folks out west. Doesn't show much in Western Carolina. You can see the nightmare this creates for forecasting. Here's the Canadian model. Spreads things out more. Don't forget Tennessee. This has trended very well for the Smokies, Knoxville, Gatlinburg, Tri-Cities, southwestern Virginia. Looking mighty good for snow there. The Canadian crushes I-95, then also hits areas back west. Kind of double dips. The GFS spreads it out more. The HRRR model also more spread out. Shows a lot in Raleigh, Charlotte, and Columbia. Less back west, then crushes the mountains and eastern Tennessee again. My point is this is a difficult forecast. I don't say that lightly. Not saying it to find an easy out if I'm wrong, or anyone else is wrong. It's just reality. Models are in multiple camps. Somebody gets crushed. Somebody gets only an inch or two when they think they're getting more. That's part of this. What we can do is look at probabilities. What are the odds you see good snow? The blend of models might not be perfect, but it gives us clues. For half a foot of snow, who has the highest chance? The blend loves areas between Columbia and Charlotte as well as areas out east. For a foot of snow, what are the odds? Generally speaking, it likes that area south between Charlotte and Columbia. 51% probability. That's pretty crazy. Also likes areas out east. If I had to pick regions, it's out east. Virginia Beach, Elizabeth City, Albemarle Sound, Pamlico Sound. That region has high-end potential. Also, somebody in the general region between Charlotte and Columbia. I think that's where the front Genesis band sets up. That's my gut feeling from what I'm seeing. Could shift multiple ways. That's why staying tuned all day and tonight is critical. I'll be live tonight and we'll get into the nowcasting data as this begins to unfold. Wind will also be a concern, especially out east in eastern Carolina. By Saturday evening, winds gusting 30 to 40 to even 50 miles per hour. Could be higher in the Outer Banks. This model probably underdoes it. Even outside of there, it's windy in the mountains of North Carolina, Virginia, and North Georgia. Mighty breezy in the Piedmont. Whatever snow falls Saturday will start pretty calm, then get windier throughout the day. That dry, fluffy, powdery snow will start blowing. That's why blizzard warnings are likely for the Outer Banks, maybe southeastern Virginia. Probably not the Piedmont, but blowing snow will be a concern either way. For Cape Cod, the European still shows a couple inches. Canadian not as much. GFS not a whole lot. Some mesoscale models like the NAM are more excited about Cape Cod, but honestly it doesn't look like a lot. Very windy conditions nonetheless. Maybe not the blizzard warnings I once thought, but we'll see. Won't take much snow to blow around with wind gusts near 40, 50, even 60 miles per hour Sunday afternoon. A lot of this will be onshore, so watch for coastal flooding and beach erosion as this system cranks up. We're going to see brutal cold after this passes. I'll break that down tonight when I go live and in the evening video. Maybe I'll include wind chills and all that then. Before I go, I want to say thank you. It has been an insane 2 weeks on this channel. 2 weeks ago, we hit 60,000 subscribers. I have a feeling today we hit 100,000. It's crazy to say out loud. I am truly in debt to all of you for what you've done for me personally. It means more than I can express. You get to the point you lose words. I am truly grateful you trust me to give you the forecast. We're not done here. Plenty of time to go. Many more years ahead, being 22 years old as of next Friday. Thanks for the early birthday gift. Hopefully decades more of forecasting and growth on YouTube and whatever platforms the future holds. Make sure you're subscribed because tomorrow's update is going to be critical. Things could change overnight. Model data will refine. I'll have better clarity on exactly where that heavy band sets up. You'll want that information. Drop your city in the comments one more time so I know where to focus tomorrow's breakdown. Stay safe out there. Big snow coming tomorrow. I'll see you all later today.